When it comes to matters of the heart, love isn't just a fairy tale. It's a garden. It's something that you have to look after on a daily basis. Though there's magic that happens when you fall in love, that's easy. I mean, you meet someone, you see them for the first time, you like them, and already you feel you're in love. Those late night texts, but it doesn't end there. You have to work hard to make sure that you maintain that garden. How's about we talk about love not being a fairy tale, but a garden that needs to be watered? Hi there, my name is Sophie Sitole, your life coach, your relationship coach, and your passionate motivational speaker. In today's video, we're talking about matters of the heart. Falling in love is very easy. That's a fairy tale. But actually staying in love, building the actual relationship, that's a garden. That's something that you have to put in the work to make sure that you sustain it, right? But I've already said, falling in love is easy. It's like gravity, you know? You just meet someone, you like them, there's super chemistry, and you feel like you're meant for them for the rest of your life. But remember, you have to work super hard. So this is the part that I want to talk about today, where we want to separate the dreamers to the growers. There's a big difference there. There's a huge difference there, because let's face it and be honest at the same time. If you're thinking that being in love is all that you need to sustain the relationship, I've got a surprise for you. You need to put in the work. You need to maintain the actual relationship so that you can sustain it. Because whether we like it or not, butterflies can never be there all the time. There's times where you feel like they're fading away. So that's where the part where you have to be working hard. Because unlike falling in love, it's like you're just tripping and then you fall into this lovely garden. It's blossom, it's colorful, it's exciting, it feels nice to be in it. But you need to water the garden. You need to work very hard to make sure that you sustain it. Alright, so working hard means that you need to make sure that you start by talking about everything in the relationship. I mean, I cannot be saying enough that communication is very important. Not just communication, but productive communication. How you communicate, it's the part that's very important, because you can be communicating only to find that you're just talking and not actually being productive. So productive communication is the one thing that's very important in a relationship. Not only that, but making sure that every time when you work in the relationship, the work that I'm talking about in the relationship is making sure that you're being there for your partner, being kind for them, and making sure that you go out on those dates, be consistent, be kind, be respectful, and make sure that you are there for your partner so that they can feel that you are for the relationship for a long term, for that matter. The next important thing that I'd like to highlight is that you need to make sure that you maintain your individuality in the relationship. It's very important that you become you and not change just to make sure that you're pleasing someone. I mean, you cannot be wanting to be that sunshine in the garden for someone else and actually moving away from the actual person that you are. You're not going to be happy. It's not going to maintain the relationship. I mean, we cannot be wanting to have two same flowers in the garden. So you need to maintain your individuality. Make sure that the you remains the you throughout the relationship, even though you're being there for your partner and putting those efforts in the relationship. How do you do that? You need to make sure that you sustain your individual hobbies. I mean, you've got your own personal dreams and goals. You've got your hobbies. That doesn't mean that it has to be something that your partner like. Even if it's something that it doesn't really have to do with them being there all the time, but you need to have your own hobbies where you're going and do you, and then so that you can come back full in a relationship, so that you have something to give in that actual relationship and for your partner as well. So the next best thing that I'd like to say to you is that in a relationship, it's not always going to be summer. It's not gonna be shiny all the time. There has to be winter and there has to be summer as well. So be ready for both of them, because if you're thinking that it's gonna be sunshine throughout, I've got a surprise for you. There's days where it's gonna be raining. There's days where it's just gonna be cold. So don't be afraid. Don't run away. Stay in the relationship and remind yourself that spring is definitely coming. So when that happens, it will be like in a garden where there's weeds, right? So if there's weeds, you need to make sure that you work hard to pull them out. Pull those weeds out. Talk about those conversations. Have that hard conversation where you feel like this is uncomfortable, but talk about it. Those are the weeds in the garden. Talk about hard things that you're feeling are uncomfortable, but sit and create that environment that you iron things out. Take out the weeds. Make sure that things are ready for spring when it comes. All right. So once you're doing that, that will be you putting the work in the actual relationship. All right. So the other thing that you do is that you need to be watering your garden, because you love it so much and you also love the flowers that are in it. All right. So how do you water it? It's just to make sure that you go out on a date. Even when you're not feeling that spark, make sure that you are there for your partner. Tell them that they're beautiful. Be kind. Thank them for the gesture that they're doing to you. That is you watering the garden. All right. And I've got a whole lot of tips about your fairy tale and your garden. But at this moment, I'd like you to pause this video and go to the comment field. Share with me which part of the relationship do you feel like you're playing mostly. Are you the one that's always falling, or are you the one that's willing to put in the work in the garden? Please share with me. And if you are the one that's putting the work, what is it that you do? Tell me about the things that you're doing in the relationship to make sure that you take out the weeds and you also watering the garden. All right. Thank you for sharing. Let's go down with it. I've got more tips for you, like I've already said. The other thing that I want you to always maintain in a relationship is to make sure that you remind your partner of where you're coming from and where you're going to. So what you do is you need to have something like a vision board. Build something, share things, have goals together. Though you're not forgetting what I said earlier on, that you need to maintain your individuality, but also you need to make sure that you have a vision board and build things together. Build a home, build a strong relationship, make that bond to be stronger every time. That's you maintaining the garden that we're talking about today. So as you're doing that, you're gonna be enjoying the relationship, because you're gonna see that it's not just a fairy tale, it's a garden that you need to be working very hard in it. So as you're doing that, that will be you enjoying the relationship while you're putting in the work in it. And also the other thing that's very, very important is that you need to make sure that you iron things out every time when there's something like a conflict. Also, not only a conflict, but also reminding yourself that your partner is not gonna be the same person on a daily basis. I mean, there's days where they feel like they need some space. All right. So understand that and don't be scared and feel like it's the end of the relationship. No, those are the cold words that I've been talking about. So be in it, be there for your partner, but then give them the space that they're asking. But at the end, you need to understand what is it that they're going through, that they need space. All right. So that you can be with them throughout, even though you'll be giving them that little space that they ask for. Don't think that space is always the end of the relationship. Not always, but then it needs to be defined in a way that both partners understand what is going on and what is the partner about. All right. So the other thing is that you need to make sure that Every time you wait for the seasons, like we've already discussed, as you wait for them, be prepared and work with them. Don't be impatient because now it's winter. Don't be impatient that now things are not as sparkling as they were when you were meeting. Work with them with winter. I mean, you need to get rid of the old petals so that your flowers can blossom again, right? So stay in it, work in it, be excited. So that is the phase where your partner will be growing, because I don't want you to expect them to be the same person that they were yesterday. People grow, be excited for them. People change, be excited for them. Learn them every day. Find out why are they changing, what is going on in their life. Support them in any way that you can, because like we say, the seasons, and in your garden you must expect those as well, because there's gonna be fresh flowers that are blossoming. Make sure that you be there and see those old petals moving away. So for that, it's gonna take a lot of work. That's me reminding you that a relationship is not always a fairy tale. So with that said, I just want to say at the end, be in the garden because you love your partner. Make sure that you flower the flowers. Make sure that you water them all the time. Make sure that you remove those weeds, and make sure that you plant new ones every day. And by so doing, your relationship is definitely gonna blossom and you gonna be a happy chappy. At the end, I'd like you to please share this video. You can share it with your partner as well. Make sure that you comment, and also don't forget to like it. At the end, I'd like to say, remember, you can shine brighter and out.